is immediately down for it. He's like, you want to take a picture?
Yes. He's like,
picture.
let's sell this. Welcome.
Welcome to Fizz and Fiction.
I'm Spencer.
And I'm Kristen.
And we're here to talk about our book of the month, book club book of the month for May. Funny story.
This is our third Emily Henry book club book of the month.
We love her.
We love her.
Emily Henry, we're here. We're here for you.
We're big fans.
Big fans. Big fans.
Come hang out with us.
Yes, please.
In Michigan.
Teach us all of your ways.
Yes.
So we're gonna talk about Funny Story today. Do we want to give like a little premise of what it is?
Let's read the dust jacket. It's a funny story.
Go on.
Daphne always loved the way her fiancé Peter told their story. How they met on a blustery day, fell in love over an errant hat, and moved back to his lakeside hometown to begin their life together. He really was good at telling it. Right up until the moment he realized he was actually in love with his childhood best friend Petra. Which is how Daphne begins her new story. Straight in a beautiful...
Kids being kids.
In beautiful Waning Bay, Michigan, without friends or family, but with a dream job as a children's librarian that barely pays the bills, and proposing to be roommates with the only person who could possibly understand her predicament, Petra's ex, Miles Nowak. Nowak?
Yeah.
Yeah. Scruffy and chaotic, what a great description, with a, how do you say that word? Penchant?
Where are we at?
The P word?
Penchant.
Okay. Sorry. With a penchant for taking solace in the sounds of heartbreak love ballads. This is a really long description.
Yeah, really.
Miles is exactly the opposite of practical, buttoned-up Daphne, whose coworkers know so little about her they are running a bet that she's either FBI or in witness protection.
Oh, yes.
The roommates mainly avoid one another until one day, while drowning their sorrows, they form a tenuous friendship and a plan.
Yeah.
If said plan also involves posting deliberately misleading photos of their summer adventures together, well, who could blame them? But it's all just for show, of course, because there's no way Daphne would actually start her new chapter by falling in love with her ex-fiance's new fiance's ex, ...
No
right?
way. No way.
That was a long, look how long that is.
That is the whole jacket.
That's also like the first 3 chapters, I feel like,
Right?
too.
It's like, oh, you should get that.
I've been trying to not read them too, like you do.
Oh, yeah. It's exciting not to read them. You just kind of get a vibe.
Yeah.
You just hear it on Book Talk or just see it on
And just, dropped into the world.
or see it on a display at Barnes and Noble.
Yeah.
Or an editor's pick, and I'm like, you know what?
Go for it.
And especially for, I would recommend it, especially if you've read the author before.
So you know that you trust them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's it's liberating. It's just you are. You don't have it.
There's no spoilers.
You don't have any preconceived notions.
God, this was $29 for a hardback. I got it on sale, but damn,
Inflation.
get your bag, Emily Henry.
Right? Worth it. Oh man.
So yeah, look how cute the spine is.
Oh, that's cute.
So
Little
cute.
lemons.
Pink on the inside.
What are we rating this book?
Okay, so I actually will say 4 or 5.
Ooh.
I think we can talk
We'll get
about
into it, yeah.
the rankings of her books later.
Oh yeah.
But again, sometimes it's hard to rate these when you've already read her other books, because to compare them to her other books.
Yeah.
And I did really like this. I 4 or 5.
Nice.
Are you a 5?
I'm giving it a 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
I give it a 5. I was thoroughly entertained.
Yeah.
I was here for it.
No, it's a great book.
Yeah.
So fast and easy.
Great summer read. Highly recommend for a summer read.
Oh yeah, take it to the beach.
Don't take beach read. Take Funny
this,
Story.
yeah.
Oh man. Take beach read to the lake.
Take me to Lake Michigan. Well, they're also in Lake Michigan. But
That's true.
fine.
That's true. Okay, so if you haven't read this yet, highly recommend it. Go read it. Come back. Join our Emily Henry fan club.
Emily Henry fan club. 10 out of 10.
Oh yeah.
And then come back and we can talk more about it.
Yes.
There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah. So let's get into it.
Okay.
Okay. So first of all, fuck her ex.
Oh my god, Peter!
He sucks.
He's got a tiny penis. Like, there's no other explanation. He sucks so hard.
He sucks so hard. And, like, it's crazy. And I'm, like, I was very proud of her as throughout the book, how she was kind of seeing how he kind of, like, put her in a box.
Yeah, he, like, it's almost like, I don't want to call it abuse, but it's kind of like, where you isolate the person.
Yes.
Like, emotional abuse. I don't think he was there yet, but I think that he was isolating her.
Yes.
To where she only could care about him.
Yeah, yeah.
And his life.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, fuck him.
But you know what's wild is, like, I could see this happening.
Oh, let's talk, yeah. First red flag, his best friend forever goes on his bachelor trip? No. Absolutely not. I'm sorry.
No.
No. Unless the only thing is, I'm like, she's married with children.
Yeah, I will say we had a friend go on a boys' bachelor trip.
Yes.
But, like,
she was, I think she might have been, was she engaged at that point? No, she wasn't engaged yet.
She was dating. Was she dating anyone yet?
I can't remember.
The thing is like,
there's also certain kind of girls.
Yeah, it's like, we could trust our girl.
Because our girl is like, she
was friends with all the guys on the trip.
Yeah.
And she wasn't, like, best friends. Like,
No.
she wasn't, like, childhood. Like, she wasn't in the wedding.
No.
She was, like, childhood best friends.
Yeah, it was like, hey, come party with us.
Yeah.
As one of the guys.
As one of the guys.
Yeah, she's not one of those girls. Because the kind of vibe Petra gives me is that she's like, oh, I'm not really a girl's girl. I'm a guy's girl. I'm like,
yeah.
You can't trust those girls.
No, you can't.
You can, if a girl says she is not a girl's girl.
Yeah, or if she's like,
I don't know, I just get along with guys better.
Girls are just so dramatic.
Ugh.
It's like,
you can't trust her.
You can't trust her.
You cannot trust her.
And if you are that girl, get a mirror.
Yeah.
Reflect on yourself.
We don't trust you.
We don't trust you.
No. You just, yeah. You gotta get that man.
Yeah. And, like, she even, like, had asked him before, like, should I be worried? He's like, no, like, she's, like, my sister.
Yeah. Obviously, you want to
which is also
kiss your sister.
A red flag.
Yeah.
So he has a bachelor party, and they're out, and she's on it.
Yeah.
And it's, like, not, like, away. It's, like, in their hometown. They're just, like, out at a bar, I guess.
She sees a picture of them, and they're, like...
They're, like...
yeah, like, they're in the middle of the
front
picture,
and
they're, like...
Yeah.
Kind of...
And she wakes up... Because he hadn't come... Like, she wakes up to him coming home at, like, in the morning. And he immediately there is like, I'm so sorry.
This is, like, in April. They're supposed to get married in, like, August.
Yeah.
Thing.
Like, a few months.
At the end of the summer.
Yeah. And he's just like, I'm so sorry. And she's like, what? She's, like, waking up. And he's like, Petra and I are going to go on a 2-week vacation so you can move out. And she's like, what?
It's insane. Like... I would have punched him. And the fact that she doesn't get violent is just like...
She's probably in shock.
I'm like, good for you.
I would have broken shit, too.
Oh. Well...
you would have come back to broken shit.
I will say, I would have broken his shit.
Yeah, his shit.
Because the whole thing was like, she's a child librarian, so she doesn't make a lot of money.
And he makes a lot of money.
So he bought this house for where they moved. They moved to, like, a town in Michigan.
His hometown.
Yes, like a lake town in Michigan.
Yeah.
And, so he bought the house, but she furnished the house.
He's like, it's going to be under my name. You don't need to pay.
Yeah, you can just furnish. You can just
furnish it.
Yeah, decorate it.
Yeah.
So I would have been breaking his shit.
Yeah.
Like, watch, anything. TV.
Face.
Face. She goes, what does she do? She, like, runs out after him, because I think she is in shock, and then she realizes.
Yeah.
And she, like, throws something random at him.
Like mints.
Like, like peppermint?
Peppermint or, like
nerds?
Yeah, it's like something.
Oh, it might be like almonds.
Almonds, yeah. And like,
I think it is.
And Petra's like in her Jeep waiting for him or something too. And I'm like, bitch.
This bitch. Yeah, this bitch.
But I do appreciate her she's as she's processing, she like realizes immediately that he's just like trying to like make himself feel better by saying these things. And she's like, this isn't like, don't act like you're benefiting me by going on vacation with your girlfriend now.
Right? He's just like, yeah, I feel like he's like, oh, I'm such a big man.
Yeah, like, I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah. And it's like, he didn't, like, Petra was the one who was like, I love you. And he was like, you know what, I think I love you too.
Because boys are stupid. I'm so sorry.
Stupid.
They're just, like, they are so easily manipulated and, like, shiny object syndrome. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah. Waning Bay, that's where they are.
Yeah. With my fiance.
Yeah. Well, let
I'm
me.
trying to figure out what she.
I was trying to.
It was almonds.
A handful of almonds. Oh man.
And then Miles shows up for a second.
So he shows up to the house because Petra left him a fucking note.
Yeah, because she's a bitch, like we said.
Petra, you can eat it. Kick rocks with bare feet.
On site.
Kick rocks with bare feet. You suck.
You suck.
Suck so bad. She left him a note. They had dated for years.
What? They also lived together.
And I don't think they said what the note said, but they made it sound like it was very like
it was
simplistic.
probably like,
hey,
I'm leaving you for Peter.
Going on vacay.
Bye.
Okay, bye. Yeah, it was wild.
Yeah, so you get that breakup immediately, and then she's just kind of like,
What do I do?
what do I do?
Because she's in this city where she, like, moved with him.
Yeah, his family's there, his friends are there.
Yep. And so she moved with him. She doesn't, like, have friends there.
No.
Her mom's not there. And it's like, what do I do? And then Miles comes to the door, and she's like, how many bedrooms do you have?
Yeah, because, like, Petra lived with him.
Yeah.
They lived together, not with him.
Yeah.
But she was moving immediately into his place.
Yeah, yeah. Because Peter's like, you gotta get out.
Yeah. And so, yeah, he was like, come on.
Yeah. And
come on in.
And then we start.
And then we start. And when we start, it's very much like they're not talking to each other. Like, they're not really friends.
No, they're
Her and
just...
Miles are just, like...
strictly roommates. Yeah.
He's playing a lot of, like, ballads, smoking some weed.
When he's watching that movie, whatever movie.
Bridget Jones?
She's like, are you watching Bridget Jones?
Like, yeah, do you want to watch it with me? She's like, no, I'm good.
It's so funny.
It is.
So they're started living
They're
together.
roommates, yeah. They're roommates. Smoking weed.
She has just, like, that big calendar that she has on the fridge.
Yeah, it's so type A. I love it.
It's very type A. And she's, like, got all of her crap just, like, in her room.
Oh, all her wedding stuff. Like, her, like,
She got her wedding dress in the closet.
Shoved in the closet, yeah.
And, like, all the furniture and stuff that she had bought, it's just, like, shoved into this room.
It's like, yeah.
Like, wall to wall. I'm like, how are you
Furniture.
even living in there, girl?
I know. Sounds chaotic. But at this point, too, she's just, like, she's living there, but she's also, like, there's this readathon that she's put together at the library, and she's kind of like, I'm ready to leave. I'm trying to, like, find new jobs.
Yeah.
And once I'm done with this readathon, like, I'm cool with leaving.
Yeah, like, at the end of the summer.
I'll, like, get the heck out of Dodge.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll move back home, like, because she's close to her mom.
Super close with her mom. Her mom's, like, her rock.
Yeah, her dad kind of sucks.
Her dad, he's not a deadbeat. He's, like, flighty.
Yeah, very selfish.
Very selfish.
Self-involved.
Yeah. So the catalyst here is they receive a wedding invitation.
Yeah, so, like, she's finally, like, they get home. She gets home one day, and I think he's, like, drinking or something, and they go out to this bar, and they get drunk.
Yeah.
And they come home and they find an invitation.
No, that's why they're drinking.
Oh, I thought they came home.
No. So he, like, messages her, and he's like, hey, do you want, food? And she's like, why is he asking me this?
Oh, yeah.
And then she gets home, and he has, like...
He has the invitation there.
He has a bottle of, like, Malibu rum, is what I imagine it
being.
And he's like,
you got one, too.
And, yeah, and so it's an invitation to their wedding.
Yeah.
And
Petra and Peter are getting married.
Immediately, like...
But
before they were
getting
married,
yeah. It's wild.
And, like, they've invited their exes.
Okay, would you go to your ex's wedding?
For the chaos, yes.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah. No.
They agree to go.
Especially if you screwed me over.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna come and, like, disrupt anything, but I'm gonna make you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be there.
Yeah.
And you're gonna find my face in the crowd. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would go. Would you go?
I think it depends.
Yeah.
Depends on the ex. Like, I don't know. I probably wouldn't go. I probably wouldn't go just because if I went,
you would cause a scene?
I would not drink.
Oh, because then you would cause a scene.
Yeah, because then I would be like, I'd be running my mouth.
I would want, like, someone else there with me. Like, I wouldn't want to be alone there.
Yes, I think that's probably a good point, too. Because she RSVPs, her.
They're drunk.
They're drunk, and they RSVP online.
Yeah.
Peter calls her the next day. He's like, oh, you didn't have to, like, you don't have to come.
Don't feel obligated.
Then why'd you invite her?
Because he was trying to be the nice guy. Peter's obsession with, like, being the nice guy and not having anyone dislike him is ridiculous.
I love all like jabs that I love all the jabs about his diet.
Oh yeah.
He just likes like grain and like chia seeds and
yeah. It's like you guys went to the gym constantly,
flaxseed,
and like you never got junk food.
Yeah, it's so funny. But yeah, so he calls her the next morning and he's like, "You don't have to come."
And she's like,
"Oh," she's like, "We'll be there." And he's like, "Oh, you didn't RSVP for
a +1."
And that's when we get the good stuff. That's when she's like,
"No, I'll be there with Miles."
What?
I didn't know you guys were together.
Yeah.
It
just happened.
Happened.
Yeah, and then you can tell he's kind of perturbed about it.
He's like, because he's always hated Miles.
Yeah.
Partially probably because he's in love with Petra.
Yeah.
But he like thinks of Miles. He like looks down on Miles.
Oh yeah. He's 100%. Like, oh, he's just like not good. He doesn't have anything going for him in life.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And she immediately tells Miles, and he's just kind of like, okay, let's do it.
I'm pretty sure he thought it was funny.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I love that.
I know.
I love an open communication line.
And he was immediately down for it. He's like, you want to take a picture?
Yes. He's like, let's sell this.
Because he's definitely still pining for Petra at that point.
Yes. At the beginning, he's like, he makes a comment like, she is the love of my life.
And he would take her back if she had him.
Yeah.
He does.
But yeah, he's here for it. He's like, let's make them jealous.
Yeah, so they immediately post the Instagram picture of him like leaning in to kiss her.
Yeah, something like
that. He like brought her like breakfast, which like he makes her so much food and coffee, and I'm like, that's a relationship.
Yeah, and then he like switches when he realizes she loves chai.
Yes,
loves chai.
Yes,
love her. She has my heart.
Yeah.
But yeah, and he's like, let's sell this.
Yeah.
And then they're and then they kind of just.
I think she confesses like on their like one of their first little outings that she's planning on leaving, and he's kind of like, no.
Why would you leave?
Like, this is a great place. Like, don't let him run you off.
Yeah.
And he's like, I want to show you every Sunday.
Yeah. Like, I'll be your tour guide.
Yeah. Like, a new part of Waning Bay.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, okay, like, I'm still leaving Athena Readathon, but, like, sure, I'll do this with you.
Yeah. And adventures ensue. Yeah. I love the day that he, like, takes her to all the farmers markets.
I know, they, like, all love him.
Mm-hmm. Like, oh, here's Miles. But that was one of the first times that you saw, because they run into Peter at, like, one of the last stops.
Oh, they do.
And she's like, Peter has never brought me here. It was, like, the Sunflower or, like, some store.
They had like the lavender cookies. Yeah,
it was a lavender store.
Yeah,
and he comes there, and she's like, he has never brought me here.
And it's like she was like, he was almost like keeping me to where he wanted me to be in his life.
Yeah,
not like anywhere that he knew I would enjoy or something.
Yeah, and she's like, fuck you, Peter.
So shitty.
Yeah.
But even there, he like sees them. That's where she has him kiss her for the first time.
Yes.
She's like, is he looking? Kiss me.
Yeah, and it is a good kiss.
It's a good kiss.
It's a good kiss.
And they both a little like, oh.
Oh my god.
What was that?
Yeah.
What was that?
Oh. And then while this is happening, she's also like
making friends.
Making friends at work. Like a friend at like a coworker.
Ashley.
Yeah. Is that her name?
It's an A word. It might not be Ashley.
What is her name? Let me look. Oh yeah, it is Ashley.
Okay.
But I can't remember. I think she like asked like the crowd at work like, does anybody want to do anything? And she's like,
so they go to Cherry Hill?
Yeah. She's like, yeah, I want to do something.
Oh yeah, and she was like kind of surprised by it because like they joke like that she doesn't like talk to anyone or do anything.
Yeah.
And so Ashley first suggests this one place, and she's like, I might run into Peter there. I don't want to go there. Like, in her mind, she's
it's like a brewery that's like on his side of town.
Yeah. So then she suggests Cherry Hill because she's just now learned that that's where her roommate works.
Yeah. She didn't know because Peter like
he was like, oh, he does odd jobs like
and Peter's like, no, I work at a winery. He's like, I have odd jobs during like off season.
Yeah.
But like when it's not high season, but like
and he's like a buyer for the Cherry Hill. Like he's like
important there.
Important.
He's not
for the team.
And like he's not just not anything against bartenders, but like he's like doing shit there.
Yeah. Helping the business run.
That's why he like knows all his farmers markets.
Exactly.
I know. What a cool job.
It sounds so fun.
I want to do that.
I know.
Like I don't.
When we moved to Michigan.
Yeah, when we moved to Michigan, we'll get into that in a minute.
Yeah. But
so
she brings Ashley to Cherry Hill for the first time that she's been there too.
Oh yeah.
And they hit it off. off. Like, they really do. Ashley's, like, a divorced mom.
Yeah, she's cool.
She's really cool. I do like her. And, like, she's having a hard time making friends, too.
Yeah, because she's like, you know, I have a kid. It's like,
He comes first.
He comes first.
Yeah.
Which rightfully so.
Yeah, yeah.
They go to Cherry Hill. Ashley finds out about their fake whatever.
Yeah, and she's here for it.
And she's here for it.
Yeah.
And then one of the bartenders.
Oh, she was also friends with Petra.
Finds out and tells Petra.
Yeah.
And so now they're like, okay, well now we really got to sell it because people around town know.
Yeah. Like,
I love it.
Petra's jealous too, you can tell.
Oh, yeah.
And he likes that.
Yeah. She's
So-
like, I'm just happy for you. I'm like, no, you're not.
No, you're not.
Ugh.
We see right through you, Petra.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're not. But I'm here for the fake relationship trope.
I am too.
Yeah. That's what.
Who can I convince to need a fake relationship with me?
Yeah, I'm like, why am I
And
not
fall in
putting?
love.
Why am I not putting these kind of situations?
Right?
Yeah. What's your out of all the tropes? There's a lot of tropes in this book. Fake relationship.
Yeah.
Opposites attract because they are very opposite. She's very type A and
He's
he's
very
very type B. Close proximity in the apartment.
Okay.
Are there any other ones? I feel like those are the main ones. I think my favorite is fake relationship.
I love fake relationship.
It's just it's so good.
So good. And it's like, it forces forced proximity too.
That's true. That's true.
Like, that's like part of it is like, you're falling in love because you're with each other constantly.
Yeah.
Where do you
Yeah.
think that stems from? Like, I'm trying to think of the first, like, fake relationship. Like, I feel like it happened a lot in TV shows when we were kids, you know?
Oh yeah. Like Hey Pretend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh,
so
it's
good.
such
It's
a
just
good
so
trope.
good.
It's one of my tops.
Like, all I can think about right now is To All the Boys I Loved Before.
Oh yeah. Oh,
It's so good.
His name's Peter.
Peter!
Yeah, the Peter we like.
Kaminsky.
Uh,
Kaminsky. Yeah.
oh yeah, that's such a good one.
That's such a good... That one's a really good one.
Man, we need to read those
And
books.
sometimes they're, like, enemies to lovers fake dating. And that's, like, kind of fun, too.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh, I can't... Like, I don't want to be fake dating you.
Yeah, but we have to.
But we have to.
Yeah,
Oh, it's also good.
I know.
I know, I do really like fake dating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're fake dating.
They're fake dating.
She's planning the readathon.
Yep. And, like, on Sundays they're going to places, like, some beaches.
Yeah. So eat some junk food.
Oh, and then his sister shows up out of nowhere.
And his sister's kind of flighty.
I like his sister.
Yeah, I like his sister a lot.
So, our boy Miles has some, like, past trauma as well.
Yeah.
His mom's kind of like... I'm trying to think how to describe her. Like...
Only cares for you when you're doing something for her.
Yeah. I think a narcissist. She has to be a narcissist.
Absolutely.
And so, he's, like...
If you're not making her look good.
He's like 13 years older than his sister, I think.
Yeah.
Like, there's a big age gap.
Mm-hmm.
So he learned to cope with that by, like, trying to please her.
Yeah. He's like,
nothing-
I'm not going to let a negative emotion get
Show.
to me.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to do what she asks.
Yeah. And then he got out of there as fast as he could, and he
Mm-hmm.
has always felt guilty leaving his little sister behind.
Mm-hmm.
And she deals with it by, like, lashing out at her mom. Like,
Yeah.
she's trying to,
A
like...
little bit more combative.
The opposite of it, yeah.
Yeah.
And she's flown in because she wants to help him, like, get over his relationship, heartbreak, whatever.
Yeah.
But he's like, I know there's something more. Like, we've been broken up for, like, a month. Like,
Right.
she's just not coming.
Daphne's like, why don't you just ask her?
Yeah, and he's like, no. Because he feels all this guilt, and he's like, all I could do was take her to McDonald's once a week or
Oh,
something.
yeah. He feels so guilty.
I know, and
Like,
it's
Miles,
so
you're such a good
cute. You're such a
person.
good person.
I know.
And then her dad comes and visits.
And she's got, like, her, like, big thing in the whole book is that her dad was super flighty.
Mm-hmm.
And when he said he would come to visit, like, he was late.
Yeah.
Or he didn't come.
Yeah.
Like, it's like they agreed on a time, and it was just like he would either not show or he'd be hours late.
Yeah.
And her big thing is, like, if someone really cared,
They would show up
they
for
would
you.
show up for me. It's like, if you're not doing this, like, and you agree to this, and then, like, you're not doing it, obviously this is just like I'm an afterthought.
Yeah, I don't matter to you.
Exactly. So, like, that's her big hang up.
Yeah.
And her dad is just like, I mean, he made her that way.
Yeah, he sucks.
Yeah.
He totally sucks.
But when he did show up, he used to take her to the library.
Yeah.
And that's how she came to love libraries. Is that, like, that was, like, the one place, I guess, that he would take her. But then she kept going even after he wasn't there.
And I think that, like, she also, like, even though she knows he's like that, she still, like, seeks his approval and, like, wants him to, like, change.
Yeah. But yeah, he shows up.
Yeah.
And then, So the sister, when the sister shows up, she's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna stay on y'all's couch.
Yeah, and they're like, the sexual tension is building, and now they can't do anything because the sister's there.
Yeah, because they kiss again.
They do kiss again.
But then the sister's like, I'm at the airport.
Yeah, and this one's like a little, like, they're like getting it on a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then, this call ruins it.
Yeah.
And then she shows up and is a cock blocking everything.
Mm-hmm. But then I think at that point, he's like, I don't think we should do anything.
Yes.
Yeah. He's like, I don't think that... And it's not because of Petra, it's just because he's like, I don't want... I forget his hang up there.
Yeah.
I think he just like he likes her. He's like, I like you.
He doesn't want it to be fake.
Yeah, and I don't think he wants to like ruin what they're like the friendship that they have growing.
Yeah, so they kind of agree not to do anything.
Yeah.
But then she ends up going out of town. When do they finally hook up? It's before the dad gets there.
Is it?
Oh no, it's right after the dad leaves.
Yeah. I think it's after the dad leaves.
But she goes out of town and the dad shows up then.
Yes, she is...
She's trying to move... Julia's trying to move to Waning Bay.
Yeah.
And so she's going to go pack up her stuff in Chicago and come back down.
And, yes. And so then the dad gets there and...
He brings his new wife, Starfire.
He brings his... Starfire!
Starfire.
Oh my gosh.
My psychic told me...
Oh, she I just like picture what she is and it's hilarious. And then they end up staying with them because the hotel, she looks their hotel up. It's like a motel. It's like 50 minutes away.
And all the like reviews are like mentioning bugs and roaches.
One was like there's no bed.
Yeah.
She's like, what are you gonna do if you get there and there's no bed?
It's like, I don't
know. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So they end up staying there. So they're like house full.
Yeah, packed.
Yeah. And then she's so excited that she's like kind of excited that her dad's there.
He seems to be a little bit of a changed man with the wife.
Yeah.
He's usually dating like 20-year-olds apparently. Mm-hmm. Like this one is more age appropriate, and he's talking about like future plans.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's planning on staying there like through the week before they go to Starfire's parents.
Yeah, they go to the winery.
It's nice.
Yeah, they go to dinner.
They go on a boat too, I think.
Yeah, they do. They go on a boat.
Yeah.
And
the dad, this is what sends her over, is the dad pays for everyone.
Yes.
And she was like really shocked by that.
Yeah. And then every like Friday she does story time with the kids. Which also, like, can we talk about how fun it would be to be a children's librarian?
It's so fun.
It probably pays.
All the voices.
I mean, like, I know, like, from this book, they, like, talk about it just, like, pays nothing.
Yeah.
But it would be so much fun. Like, it just seems...
I think I would still, if I, like, had my own, like, side business, I would do it. Mm-hmm. Or if I was a mom. Mm-hmm. I think it'd be so fun. I would do it.
Especially during the summer when kids are like at the library. So
it's like
summer programs. Ugh.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I
used to love going to the library in summer.
Yeah, like they do like
we used to do like
camps and stuff sometimes.
Our library used to do like summer reading challenges.
Or schools did that.
Yeah, they did definitely during the school year, like AR reading challenges and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like how many books can like you read in the summer kind of thing.
Like colored in or something. Mm-hmm. I feel like we had that too.
Yeah, it was fun.
Love a good library. If you're not part of your library, go join. It's for free.
I know. I almost went to my library yesterday, and I think I'm gonna go in like the next couple of days.
I like my library.
I get like, it's so easy. I'm gonna go off on a tangent here. It's so easy to like use Libby or like use the library app to where it's like, oh, they just really reserve my books and I just go there and pick it up, that I feel like you miss out on like
walking the shelves.
Yeah.
I've actually, my library, I go to the one in East Roswell, the East Roswell library.
Oh, the one with all the signs?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they have like study rooms, so I've gone there to work before too.
Oh, that's nice.
And you can like reserve it for I think like 2 hours max or whatever.
Oh, that's nice.
But it is nice. It's like in the trees. It's like really cute.
Yeah.
I like my library.
Nice.
Yeah.
Go support your local library.
Go support your local library. It's very nice.
Okay, back to the story.
Anyway, yeah.
So she does reading time every Friday, and Miles comes and sees her that first time. He's like, "You were so good."
Yeah, he was like, she sees him, and she's like, "Crap, I've already committed to voices.
Right.
I can't take the voices back." It's so
and
sweet.
He's like, "You're so good at this."
And then Julia comes and she watches her do it, and she's like, "No, you really are good."
Yeah.
And so they keep talking it up to the dad, and he's
like,
excited.
"Gotta see this."
Yeah.
And then it's Friday, and Miles walks in, and he's like, got this look on his face, and she's like, "What's wrong?"
Yeah, and it's before she reads. Thank
Before she
goodness.
reads.
Yeah.
And he's like, maybe I should tell you after. And she's like, well, now just tell me.
Yeah, you have to tell me.
You've already just, like, set this tone.
Yeah.
They left. The dad left.
One of the guys they met, one of the things they were doing, so he could get them on, like, this hotel. Like,
Yeah, this,
come
like,
up.
nice resort kind of thing.
And so he just, like, followed that whim.
Mhm.
And once again, it's not reliable.
Yeah, like, left her a note.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't even bother to call her.
Yeah, it's so annoying.
And Miles tried to get them to not do that. And
Yeah.
he was kind of like, bye.
Yeah. And then she's, like, upset, and that's when they hook up.
Yeah.
Because he's, like...
Oh, he takes her to, like, the beach, doesn't he?
Takes her to the beach.
The secret beach.
The secret
doesn't
beach.
show anyone.
Because the first beach, he was
This
like...
is the second best beach.
Second best beach. And she's like, well, where's the first best beach? She's like, I don't take anyone there. And he takes her there. Yeah. And then they hook up that night.
They hook up that night.
And then, but she, at the same time that they're hooking up, she misses Ashley's birthday.
Yes.
She was going to go paint, like, help her paint her house. Paint her room
like
in
which
house.
her ex-husband never let her do or something. So
Yeah.
it was like a big, like, therapeutic. They're gonna, like, watch, like, Bravo TV.
Yeah. And she's so upset with herself because she was like, this is exactly what I hate people doing.
It's what
to
my
me.
dad does.
Yeah. She's like,
I'm doing it.
She's like, I don't ever want to be that person. So she feels real bad. Ashley's real, like, rightfully mad.
She's like, give me the cold shoulder, which she deserves.
Yeah.
She deserves it.
And then Miles is kind of, like, weird after. From what I remember.
She gets home and he's not there. I think she doesn't see him, like, right after.
She gets home. Oh, was it like right after that
Like, right after.
where he was supposed to pick her up and he doesn't?
Yeah.
And that's a big no.
And that's a big thing for her. So
That's
she already had, like, that Ashley thing happen.
big thing.
And it's raining or something.
Yep.
And she texts him, and he's like, something came up.
yeah, sorry, something came up. And she's like, oh no. And now she's just like, now she's spiraling.
Well, she's...
Now she's spiraling.
The trauma is hitting hard.
Hard.
So he
She
picks her up.
No, he doesn't get there.
No.
She walks
The rain
home.
is later then.
Yeah, she walks home. And he doesn't come home.
Yeah, so she gets home and there's, like... It's clean and he's not there.
There's some chocolate.
And some chocolate. And...
He doesn't come home that night.
The next morning is when Peter shows up then.
The next morning, Peter shows up in all his stupid, whatever. Like, and he's like, me and Petra broke up.
He's like, I was just so caught up in things.
He's such an idiot.
I didn't know what I was doing. It's
love
not my
you.
fault. I love you.
Yeah, she's not for me.
We were just, like, so caught up.
Yeah, I just thought this was what we wanted.
And so
but-
she's like, so she broke up with you.
Yeah, and she did.
And she did.
Yeah.
She broke up with him.
Um,
Because of her and Miles, obviously.
yeah. And...
But good for her. She was like, I don't
Oh,
care.
yeah.
Get out. We're not together.
yeah, what do I care? Bye.
Yeah.
Have a nice life.
And so he drops a bomb because he's just a dick. And he's like,
Where do you think he was yesterday? Talking about Miles.
and he was there helping her pack up her stuff from Peter's house.
And I gotta say, when they said that, I was so mad.
I was so...
I was like, are you kidding me,
I
Miles?
was like, Miles, how could you?
Like,
Betrayal.
betrayal.
I'm like, this bitch has other friends. She doesn't need to call her ex-boyfriend.
Right? She knew what she was
He
doing.
has a truck. She knew exactly what she was doing. She was trying to prove to herself that Miles didn't actually want...
Oh, yeah. If I call, he'll come running.
He doesn't actually love Daphne. He loves me still.
I hate
I was so mad.
kick rocks.
And, like, Peter says, like, this snide comment about, like, like, they're gonna be together.
Yeah.
Like,
Ugh.
he'll run back to her.
Yeah. And she's just like, get out.
Like, get out.
Um.
But she is hurt by that, obviously.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And so, Miles comes...
That might be when he gives the chocolate to her, because I think we find out later, like, the delay.
No, he gives the chocolate. The chocolate's there when she gets there.
Yeah.
When he doesn't come home that night.
And then she reads the letter that her dad wrote to her.
Yeah, which I don't think it says like what it says.
It was like BS. It
Yeah.
was not even long.
No. And then the next day.
Is that when it's raining and he tries to grab her?
The next day, she's walking home from work again. And he like sees her on the street and like stops, and, like get in the car kind of thing. And he tells her he was just helping a friend move. Like something came up with a friend.
He didn't say her name.
And then she's
like, say it.
"Tell me who."
Say it.
Vampire. Oh yeah, she's like, say it, and he's like, oh, it's Petra.
Yeah. But he doesn't tell her anything else.
No, and he's like, the minute I realized what I was doing and what an idiot I was being, I left.
He let her have his truck.
Because he was in her Jeep.
He was in her Jeep.
He's like, I let her have my truck, I took her Jeep, and then he like tells her he loves her, and she's like, don't tell me that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, I just told you I love you and you have nothing to say.
Yeah, and she's like, no.
She's like, let me out of this car.
Yeah, and so she moves out.
She does. We find out Ashley has a lot of money.
Yep, she has like a really nice house.
Ashley forgives her.
Yep, she like goes and stays with Ashley.
Mm-hmm.
Then the readathon comes along.
Yeah.
And
there's some like bug going around, and so some of our like volunteers get sick.
Yeah.
And so Ashley's like, I'll take care of it. I'll find people.
Mm-hmm. And they do.
A lot of the farmers
market people. Yep, they come. Miles comes.
And Miles was like, I was always gonna come.
Yeah, he was like, I was never gonna miss it.
Yeah, she's so sweet.
Yeah.
And so she sees him like being nice and doing good things, and she's kind of like processing a lot of things. I feel like
he made some brownies.
Some delicious brownies apparently.
Yeah.
He's great at brownies.
And then
she's running on no sleep.
Ashley tells her to go home, and then she
calls her. Oh, before the
Jack.
readathon, he's like calling her, and so she
picks up real quick.
She picks up.
Yeah, and he tells her, he's like, he's like, oh, sorry, that I had to skip out. And she's like, basically like, wasn't surprised. And he was like, that's what I told. He's like, that's what I told your boyfriend. She was like, what are you talking
about? Yeah.
And he's like, well, when he came up here and like told us that we needed to come back. He was like, I told him that like you're fine. You know how I am.
You know what it's like.
Yeah, like you're good.
Yeah.
And then he was stuck there that night, and it was the night
like a ferry or something that he missed.
It was like the night that he had helped Petra, and he didn't come home, and he was there, and she was like, oh my god. He didn't defend himself.
Yeah.
He was just like, because he did.
He probably felt like he deserved it.
Yeah, he was like, I was unsuccessful in getting your dad back here. Like, I didn't want to like kind of add.
I didn't want you to know that he refused to come back.
Exactly, I didn't want to like hurt you more.
And so she, in that moment, also realized like, I shouldn't be defending this man.
Yeah,
and she tells him off.
She does. She was like, you know what, you suck.
You are a bad dad.
Yeah, you don't show up when I need you.
Yeah, and he's kind of like, no, honey, no. And then she's like, I have to go.
Yeah, got a readathon. Bye.
Yeah.
I'm
like, good for you.
Yeah, and then readathon goes off without a hit.
It was
it had some hitches, but but when it was a success.
Yeah.
Then she's talking to Miles. They like leave, and like he leaves with her, and they're like walking, and he like explains everything where he's like, I was an idiot, and then I can't remember exactly what all they say, but I
think she walks him to that bungalow.
Yes, she's like, this is the life that I want, kind of thing. And he's like, I used to think it was with Peter, but like you've shown me that, like I can have, like you show me the life that I can have here. And she was like, it scared me.
Yeah.
But she's like, I love you too.
She's like, I love you too.
And she is like, I'm gonna get my own apartment.
Yeah, she's like, she's almost like, I don't want this to, like, I don't want the same thing to happen that happened to me and Peter.
Like, Peter was everything.
Like, I want to make my own life, my own time.
Yeah.
Because, like, she saw what happened with her and Ashley because of... Miles.
Yeah.
So, like, I did appreciate that. Like, good for you, girl.
Yeah. I don't think she was in that apartment long.
No, like, a year later.
A year later? It's not even a year and a half.
It's like...
It's within
like 400 days.
It's within the year where it's like, oh yeah, we're moving.
No, it's over 365.
I know, but I think they've already lived there. It's like they're having a housewarming party. I think they've been in there for like, a couple of. Like,
well, we can probably safely say like a year then.
Yeah. Within the year, so they get together. I don't know what the. Let me look at. Is there an epilogue in this?
Yeah, that is the.
Well, okay. What's the last? Hold on.
Well, she was gonna accept she did get a job offer near her mom.
Oh, yeah.
And she was gonna accept it, and he, like, thought, she had told people that she was gonna accept it, and then she said before the readathon even started, she had called and told them no and got an apartment, because she had, like, chosen to stay there for the place itself.
Okay, yeah, so the last speech, like, the last scene before, like, when it's the last scene of the book is them walking home.
Bungalow.
Yeah, and they're like, this is, like, I picture a life here with, this kind of life here with you, in this place. and they love each other. And in the
So
epilogue,
that-
they're in the not in that bungalow, but one that has the same floor plan.
Yeah, which is kind of funny. I mean, I appreciate them not being like,
Oh, the house is still on the market.
yeah, or like we can afford it. They're like,
Yeah.
we're too poor for this.
Right.
Like
They're like a
fixer-upper
rundown version
next
of
door.
it.
Yeah.
And her mom's coming.
Mhm.
Oh, her friend.
The boss.
No, the one from
Oh,
Cincinnati.
the shitty friend.
Yeah, the one that was like didn't really reach out to her because she was like, I didn't know if I had to choose between my husband and like
Her friend from college
yeah.
met her husband through
Through
Peter,
Peter.
who
Yeah.
was Peter's best friend.
Mm-hmm.
And so when the breakup happened, she was like,
She didn't really reach out.
she like was like, we're not choosing sides, but then she also like never really made an attempt to like
No, like how are you
still
doing?
be her friend.
Yeah,
Which like
and then they had the pictures of like Petra and Peter like went and visited them.
yeah.
And like they had a picture of like their brunch spot. And she was like, oh,
And it's almost like she kind of forgives her in this, and I don't know that I would have, honestly. Like, that's...
yeah. I'm like, you could probably do without her.
I get her friend's reasoning of, like, I've married this man, and, like, it's more like us having to choose between his lifelong best friend, but
Yeah.
that's also saying, like, you're not my lifelong best friend.
Right? Yeah. Also, I'm like, you live in different cities. It's not like y'all are going to be running into Peter on the reg.
Yeah.
Like, you can be supportive.
You can still reach out to me.
Exactly.
As a girl to girl.
Yeah.
So, like, I, like, am happy for her that she got that closure, but, like, I wouldn't have forgiven, I don't think.
No, she kind of sucks.
She sucked.
Yeah. Sorry, Sophie. I think that's what her name was.
No, but I was gonna say, her boss getting together with one of the people was cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was cute. So, yeah, they move into the bungalow. Everybody's coming for
Housewarming.
housewarming. I love the fact that they're, like, in the epilogue, they're, like, talk about how he's, like, the happiest guy, but, oh, yeah, I've never known a happier man who loves sad songs
Yes, he plays so many ballads.
more. So many ballads.
So funny.
Oh, man. And, yeah, so they moved in, and they're just, like, building their life together.
No, it's
Oh,
cute.
and then he ends it. They're like, oh, because some of the farmers market ladies don't know.
Oh, how'd you
or the
guys
mom,
meet?
yeah, don't know how they met. And he's like, oh, funny story. Because that's what it starts with how she met Peter, and it was like her hat blew off.
Yeah.
And like landed like in a trash can or something. And Peter used to like the way she says that Peter used to tell it is like he was always perfecting it.
Yeah.
And like kind of changing stuff and
tweaking it.
Yeah. And then Miles is like, funny story, and then she's like, oh, he pauses because he lets me tell it because
Yeah.
he knows I love to tell it. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's precious.
So after I read this book in a day, and
She did. Of course she did. Of course she did.
I can't not read
like
books.
a normal person.
I can't not read
like
books
a normal person.
in a day. It's a problem. I admit it. Anyway, but afterwards, after Kristen read it, I was like, when are we moving to Michigan?
Michigan.
It made me want to move. Every time I read one of her books, they make me want to move.
It's set in like a cute little like Michigan area.
like a cute little quaint
There's always
lake
a
town.
beach, lake town.
Yeah, but it's not like you're at the beach. You're like on a lake, but it looks like a beach.
yeah, and like you can walk to coffee shops.
Oh yeah, every morning when she like becomes a regular at that coffee shop.
Yes, like everyone's nice.
Yes.
Like sign me up.
Yes, I literally was like, when are we moving?
Sign me up.
Like I think Michigan winters would tear me apart. But
like for a summer.
yeah, so we're planning a Michigan trip
Yes.
in the summer to live our best Emily life.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pretend like I'm in her book.
I am too.
Like 100%.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be amazing.
Catch me outside.
Yeah, so if you're in Michigan, we gonna be there.
Hang out.
We hitting up the western coast.
We should make like a little like I know like she does say that all these are all fictional towns.
Mm-hmm.
But we should make like a little like Emily Henry like stops like and like match them to places we actually go. You know
Oh,
what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
Like yeah.
Yeah, like this is the coffee shop, this is the winery,
Yeah.
this is the, yeah.
That'd be cute.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah. Look forward to content on that trip
Yes,
because
that's gonna
I'm
be
gonna
fun.
I'm gonna be pretending that I am in one of these books.
100%.
Looking for somebody working at the winery.
Speaking of like the Emily Henry like world like that she's built in Michigan, I sent Spencer like 2 TikToks because like I didn't catch any of this, but I was like floored. So
These Easter eggs floored me.
she brings in 2 couples from past books.
It's wild.
The first one was a little bit easier, like when they set it to catch, I guess. The like they go somewhere and there's like this book that her horrible best friend likes, the author of, and the author ends up being the girl from Happy Place. No,
Beach
sorry,
Read.
Beach Read.
Yeah.
The authors.
Just wild.
Which is wild.
And they go to the bookstore.
And then at the end they go to a book signing for her too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they meet her.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my god.
It's a party. It's
January.
It's an Emily Henry
Is that
party.
in January?
Yeah.
January,
Yeah,
yes. Yeah, so they just, like, are casually there. I didn't pick up on it. It went right over my head. But the one that, like, I feel less bad about is when they went on one of their Sunday things, and, like, I don't really, like, my least favorite Emily Henry book is...
It made me kind of want to reread it because I had forgotten that they did that.
Yeah. Like, people would meet on vacation,
Yeah, they have student, like, alternate egos.
When they go on these vacations, they, like, pretend to be other people.
Yeah.
And...
That blew my mind.
That blew my mind, too.
They were kayaking with them.
And, like, they were obnoxious and, like, pretending like they were on a first date.
Yeah.
And she was, like, talking about, like, things. And it made me, like, want to reread it, too.
Yeah.
But it was funny. It's, like, whatever their, like, fake names were. I
Yeah.
what they were.
Like Iggy or something.
Keith and something.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And so, yeah, she's placed 2 of those. And then she also mentioned... They went to Pete's Coffee Place, too, which was also from...
Oh, yeah.
Beach Read.
Yeah.
But how fun!
Very fun tie-ins.
Such a fun little tie-in. A little Easter egg.
Also, that kayaking trip when she was just like, Peter would have just left me.
Yeah.
And she's like, you can go. And he was like, why would I go?
Yeah,
I'm
we're
here with you.
together.
Oh, Miles
Yeah.
for the win. I need this in a movie form.
I know.
I think out of all of the ones, I'm like, I want this one.
In real life.
Yeah. And, well, like, in movie form.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, I want this one.
I think that one would be the most fun. And I keep seeing fan casts now for Miles.
Do not do me dirty.
And the one that I really do like is Dylan O'Brien with his scruff.
Oh.
And, like, I can see that.
I could see that.
Yeah, I think, like, it's, like, age appropriate, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm down. Yeah.
Yeah.
It has to be with Scruff, obviously.
Yeah.
Even though he does shave it.
He does shave it.
Yeah.
So you have to look good both ways.
Yeah, he can look good both ways.
Yeah.
I love the reels that are just like any fan cast is just throw Henry Cavill in there.
For fantasy. I don't think you could do that for this.
You get it. But it's just so funny. It's just like, he works. Always.
Yes. I haven't seen any for, like, her, though, but...
No.
Because, like, she's just me in my brain.
Oh, absolutely. She is
Self-insert.
She is me.
She is me.
Yes. Yeah, but go read Funny Story.
Read Funny Story. It's a funny story.
Catch you in Michigan. Emily.
Like, I hope she's already writing her next book.
Oh, yeah.
I need it yesterday.
Yeah. Perfect summer read. Take it anywhere and read it.
It's so good.
10 out of 10 would recommend.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you cheersing to? You don't have a...
I have water.
I have water.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cheers to their bungalow. It just seems so cute.
Their cutesy bungalow.
Yeah. Cheers to them getting the bungalow.
I will cheers then, if we're doing abstract ideas.
Yeah.
I'll cheers to...
Well, I feel like Miles was just like such a, like,
Obvious,
it's obvious. Like, I want to cheers to Miles.
I will cheers to walking to a cute little coffee shop on your way to the library.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cheers. So cute.
So cute. Bye.